Hi guys, it's B and welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, I hope you like it and join the beehive. So today's video is going to be a bit different. It's not so much a tutorial, but more of me sharing my technique on a skill that I find very important during the Halloween season. So often enough you want to do Halloween makeup, but your eyebrows are just in the way, and not all of us are committed to shaving them off. So I'm going to show you how I block my eyebrows. Now this is the technique that works for me as a South African, so let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to push our hair back. We're going to get into it. So I'm just going to go through the products first before we start with the actual technique. First things first, you're going to need glue. So I use this glue. I found it one day in Checkers. Super great glue. I recommend this specific glue. I have tried Pritt, I have tried Bostik. They do not work as well. In fact, Pritt is probably the worst glue to use on your eyebrows, because when I used it, it was so thick and strong it pulled out my eyebrows. So yeah, maybe don't use Pritt. If you are out of South Africa, you probably know that Elmer's glue, this glue over here, is the best for eyebrow blocking, but it's very hard to come across in South Africa, and if you do come across it, it's super expensive because it had to be imported. So yeah, I think this is a really good dupe, super cheap. Next thing you're going to need is an eyebrow brush, or like a little comb, specifically the side, a setting powder, a sponge, a wet sponge, any setting powder, any wet sponge, and then whatever you're going to cover your brows with. If you're planning to paint your face a color, then you're going to put that color on top of the powder. If you're planning to block them out completely, like I am, you need some foundation. And just to help the process along, I have a fad to help dry it. Step 1. We want to really bush out our eyebrows. If you know you're planning to block out your eyebrows, I suggest you spend like the day from the morning getting your eyebrows out of the shape that they naturally fall in. If you like really want to fluff it out, you can take your eyebrow brush and just like brush it in the wrong direction. So we do this because we want to get those hairs to be individual so we can stick them down much easier. Once you feel like they're nice and separated, we're going to go in with our glue, open it, and just glue it upwards. You're going to glue a little bit, take the comb, brush the glue onto them, and then glue again. Okay, so glue, brush, my brush is rotating, brush, glue, and again, glue, brush, glue. Okay. The key step here is now like letting it dry naturally, so like with a little bit of fanning is good. I found that when I use a hairdryer it gets crusty, and then when you put foundation on, your foundation has some crust in it and it just doesn't work. So yeah, you want to let it dry. While that dries, I'm going to do the other side. So while this dries, this technique works well for me. And first of all, I have like very dark hair. My hair is black. It's not brown or dark brown, it's black. So being able to cover my eyebrows is a bit of a difficult job because my hairs are so dark, but it can be done. And this method works really well for me. Okay, you can feel it, and you'll probably start to feel, oh my gosh, you can't feel the hairs. If you still feel like, oh, you can still feel kind of the hairs, go in again with the glue. And again, you want to go in the same direction you used the first time. Again, we let it dry. Okay, so now if you want, you can clean up the edges. You can use a wet wipe or a wet face towel. I'm going to clean up the edges very lightly. And when you clean up the edges, you kind of want to blend outwards, so you get that nice finish from the glue into, well, your skin. So you don't want to rub like this, you want to like blend it. Then just for luck, one more time, but now this time I'm going to keep it focused on not going too far out, because I've already cleaned up. I just want to make sure that if I cleaned up any edge that exposed the hair, that now I'm sticking it back down. Now this next step is very important. You want to take a damp beauty blender and you want to basically pack powder onto this. Literally go crazy with this. If you're planning to paint your face a different color, for example white, this is when you would put the white on top and go forward with your look. If you're planning to do foundation, then you can set on top of the translucent powder, color powder, and your foundations. I'm going to go in with a foundation stick on top of this just because that's more focused, and then on top of that I will be using this Wet n Wild foundation. So foundation stick right on top. There we go. Just like that. Where are my brows? Okay, I'm slightly going to blend it in. Okay, and this part is very important, building that coverage. So now with my Wet n Wild foundation, I'm just going to put it on. I'm just going to go in with a brush and kind of just spread that product, because the brush will help me keep that full coverage. And there you go, you no longer have eyebrows, you block them out, so you can continue with your creative process as you wish without worrying about your eyebrows. This is the look I created. I will be doing a tutorial on this look. It will be posted within the next 2 days, so keep an eye out for it, or hit that bell button and it will notify you when I post. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video and thought it was helpful, hit that like button. Let me know all your comments, recommendations, and thoughts down below. It's never too late to join the beehive, so hit subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.